This is LTV.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
Good afternoon. My name is Dean Mazzarella, Mayor for the City of Leominster, and we're live this afternoon as we are each and every Thursday. And today is a special day of remembrance, a whole lot going on. And today was very much like it was 24 years ago. It was a beautiful fall morning. It was, the skies were perfectly blue. There was a little shadow of the moon from the night before. And then we know sort of the rest of the story 24 years ago. Today, we went to Washington Square to, where there's a flagpole dedicated to one of the victims that was on a flight that went into the towers in New York City. And Thomas Pecorelli was a student at Fallbrook School. His family lived here, and he went off to become a professional cameraman for Fox News, for sports, ESPN. He had quite a portfolio, was out here for a wedding, and didn't bring his wife, Mia, because, well, she was pregnant and due any minute, and he stayed until Monday, and we know the rest of that story. So today we had the chiefs, police and fire, we placed some flowers in front of the flagpole that was dedicated to him, and we'll be placing the flag, and then we went over to Jesus Garcia's grave site at Evergreen Cemetery. He was on the plane that hit the South Tower at 9:03 this morning. So Tom Pecorelli's plane hit at 8:46. The second plane hit at 9:03. And so we were there. The fire department sent off some whistles. So if you heard whistles this morning, that's what that was all about. Again, the police and fire chiefs, there were members from the police and fire and City Hall and others that showed up today. So it was good to do. It shows, even though families may be spread across the country right now, maybe couldn't make it here today, just to let them know that we're thinking of them and we didn't forget. We spent, ironically, yesterday, I got a chance to speak to some of the police chiefs from Central Massachusetts. And one of the things that I said in the opening, in the few minutes that I spoke, was that some days I wake up and it feels like the whole world has changed. And I mean, things just change, but they sometimes, depending on what's going on in the world, and if you listen to the news in the morning or you watch it, you sometimes just wonder, like, all this conflict around the world. And then on yesterday's briefing, I talked about just in general what's happened to civility. And I used as a reference some of the government-held meetings that we've had where it's okay to be on opposite sides. It's okay to disagree. But some of the meetings that we've had, and again, this isn't, the 4-H club or neighborhood group. This is like government meetings that operate under certain conditions, the open meeting law, under certain protocols. And yet, some of the meetings that we've had, the feedback from people that have watched it on TV or people that were in attendance or even some of the members of the boards and commissions have said, geez, there just seems to be so much tension and somebody doesn't like what somebody says, they talk over them and say things in the background. And so we spent a good hour yesterday talking about, on yesterday's morning briefing, about that very subject, like it's okay if you don't agree. There's nothing wrong with it. And you can still be friends, and you could still be family, and you can still have neighbors. And it was always funny when we used to have elections in the past, you know, and I'm talking, you know, 8, 10 years ago, there'd be one sign up for a presidential candidate, and next door would be another for the other candidate. And it would be just good sportsmanship. Or there'd be a husband and a wife, and even in this last election for president, there were conflictions even in the family. So they had a Biden flag up or a Biden sign, and then they had a Trump sign. And they made good sport of it. But it just seems lately that it's gotten personal, where it's not just good enough to disagree with somebody, but you've got to call them a crook and a thief and make personal things, like attack them personally, to demean them and say things about them that aren't true. And it doesn't stop. There seems like no barrier. And then yesterday, we all got that text, or people were home watching just at the right time when people start watching news, and the breaking news about, you know, the shooting that happened in Utah. That particular group was supposed to have between 50 and 100 members of their group attending a function here in Leominster yesterday. And obviously around 4:30, 5 o'clock, they canceled it. And it just seems like you turn on a talk show and you listen, and there's conflict, and people calling on radio shows. And if you watch the news, it seems like it seems like whether it's CBS or CBS or NBC, they've taken a position on a certain, you know, they've taken a position on politics. And so their news goes that way, and you can see it if you just kind of listen. It's like, oh yeah, I see what's going on here on either side. And I think the general populace and some people who might listen to this stuff and watch videos all day are pumped up beyond what is normal. And therefore, we're starting to see things get acted out in a criminal way. And I don't know the circumstance of why this person decided to do what they did, and I don't want to draw any conclusions because I don't know. There's a picture out right now. If you're on the Scanner app, they have a picture that's circulated through Utah. It's on the Scanner app right now as far as the, you know, searching for that person. They did post pictures. They also had 2 people yesterday that they thought might have been involved, but released them. I think they're pretty certain now as to who that suspect might be, and they're looking for that suspect as we speak. So, yeah, I think we've got to tone it down. And I've talked about this even during the presidential election, like, hey, everyone's so just passionate about it. But it's okay to be passionate about something. It's when somebody doesn't agree. And I've actually had people say, if you like so-and-so, defriend me. Take me off of social media. I don't want you part of my friends group. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? And even during the issue of the fairgrounds project with the racetrack, I said from the very beginning, hey, listen, our job as elected officials is to make sure you have all the information that you need to make a good decision. Personally, I 100% believe in giving people more information that they even need, but get it all to them. And I said that from the beginning. So immediately people went and said, "Oh, you're in front of you're supportive of this. You're a proponent. You're working for these people. You're in conflict. You did this, and your land on mechanics, and you're going to get rich off of your land, and on and on and on." And I'm like, no, it's my job. And every elected official, you realize every elected official took that oath, the same one that I took, to get all of the information out. Not selective information, not just the information. In other words, it's like sides. Like, well, don't give that information, because if they hear about that, then that's 2 points for the other side. And like, no, everyone deserves to know all of the information. We had a number of meetings on the new school that we're going to be building at Fallbrook. And I think that most of I think most people who either, well, in some cases might not even have kids yet that'll be going to that school, but who do have kids that go to that school or they work there, and we have very little attendance. So we're holding these meetings, they're broadcast, and I said, well, maybe we did our job and they know about the project, so there's not really a lot of questions to be asked. I'm hoping that's the case, but there just seems to be so much conflict on every matter, every situation. And again, it's okay to say I disagree. And it's okay to say I disagree because of this. But, you know, as I said, my job and every elected official's job is to make sure that you have all the information. And during the Fairgrounds project, it seemed like a lot of people didn't want all of the information to be shared. And if you did, they went on the attack mode. And they attacked you personally. And I'm an elected official, you say whatever you want. But there are other people that were just trying to say, well, here's some information about this. And they, not all, but some. And that's where I think it's got to be a deep breath there. Everyone's got to just calm down. The kids are watching. We act surprised when something happens with kids, and we wonder why. And they're watching, and they listen, and they see what's going on, and they think that it's appropriate to act out, you know, that way. You disagree with me, so I'm uninviting you to a group of us that we're going to, you know, attend a certain function, or we were going to all go to the game together, but somebody disagreed with me, so I'm cutting you out of my life because we disagree. Well, if you're around long enough, and I've said, I've been mayor 32 years, everybody by now should have disagreed with me on something. And that's okay. And I say, sure, no problem. You know, I just want to make sure you have all the information. As Bob Sabatelli would say when he was on the city council, it'd be unfair to ask a student to do a book report when you've ripped half the pages out of the book, right? I mean, that just would be unfair. And I agree. So here we are in the age of information sharing where we have social media, we do the show. I do the show where I say, anybody wants to call, you can call and ask me any question. If I don't have the answer, I'll get it to you, but I'm not going to make it up. I'm not going to say, well, you know, make it up because it fits my narrative. I'm going to get you the information, and then you decide where you personally. And it does help because sometimes I'll say something on either this show or morning briefing, or I'll post something and people will say, wait a minute, that's not right. Somebody says something, they'll say, no, that's not right. I'll show you the information. And that helps to kind of straighten out things. Anyway, I was trying to get us so we could share on social media. Let's see. I don't know how I'm doing. I think I have to go over and get on to our, let's see, Wi-Fi. Let's see if we can get our Wi-Fi. Well, is this building like in a bunker or something that we can't get? It's just in metal, right? Is that what it is? Or it's just not in an area where we have a lot of cell service?
No, you have the Wi-Fi right next to you. I think it's just having trouble.
All right, so we'll click on Leominster TV. There I am. I'll share it. So that's all. It's, you know, I had one city council used to say, you know, I like you and everything, but I don't always agree with you. And I said, and you know what? I don't always agree with you. It's okay. It's all right. And we're still friends, right? Yeah. Okay. That's good. So yeah, I think the whole country's got to, it's not just here, it's everywhere. Just people are pumped up, like ratchet up, you know, home with knee replacement, and they're watching CNN and Fox, and by the end of the day, and they're listening to the talk radio and watching these videos that come out that who knows if they're accurate or not, and they're cranked. They're just ratcheted up, like, calm down. So yes, you know, and so that happening last night. Today, 9/11, everyone remembers where they were, start thinking about those things, and we went to war, and we lost kids from here, Johnny Roberge being one of them. And it just, yeah, and then and we look back 2 years ago when we had the floods. That was 2 years ago, right about this time when we realized that this storm was bad. How bad? It was a 1,000-year flood, certified. It was 11 inches of rain in 4 hours. incomprehensible. We were in Denver. We made the remark that you guys get 11 inches all year. We got that in one day, one night. So, yeah, so a lot to reflect on today and what happened last night, what happened 3 years ago, and what is happening right now in this country, in our little circles, plenty of places. It's like, yeah, we don't talk politics here. Talking about politics used to be fun. You know, I don't know. It's not my cup of tea, but for some people it was engaging, right? And so it's okay to engage. It's okay to have these little mini debates, but at the end of the night, it's like a mutual respect, you know, that, like the song, why can't we be friends, right? It's okay. We disagreed, we laughed, we moved on, and hopefully we're a better people for it. All right, no art today, but I will tell you before we get going here, because we've spent 23 minutes just chatting, we have some events that are coming up. So suddenly it dawned on me that it's Thursday, and so we have one last concert over at Carter Park tonight. It starts at 6:30. You're all welcome. And then, because today's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday, and you know what tomorrow is? The Food Truck Festival. So starting at 3, they'll close the streets. There'll be some interruptions, some detours. It's for a little while, but there'll be 6 police officers out there doing traffic in the DPW with barriers and all of that. And so anyway, just to let you know about that, and then we'll get you up to speed on other events that'll be happening, such as the Spanish American, Hispanic Heritage Festival, which is next Thursday, so a week from today. And then 2 days later will be the Johnny Appleseed Festival on September 20th. Carlo, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Commander.
You're a little late.
You know, I was thinking today, I was out and about, and I said, Arthur, how is it that Leominster has expanded tremendously over the past 30, 40 years, whatever, yet it's been able to maintain a small town feel? What do you think of that?
I think the people who move here and that I've interacted with, who move from other places, say they love it, and they usually say, I wish they moved here sooner. So there are all kinds of reasons why people have moved here. Work, or could be closer to their kids, there are a bunch of reasons. Move back closer to their parents. But this is still a town that has coffee shops. It's still the town where people know each other. I was with Tara, and we were in Minnesota and going through a supermarket, and you know, she spent more than half her life there, and she's like, it's weird, I just don't recognize anybody here anymore. And that's, you could leave Leominster for 20 years and come back, and you might not remember their name or all the particulars, but you'll probably remember who they were.
Yeah, it's funny. You know, I remember when we went to Italy on vacation, and we were in a restaurant, and I got to talking to the guy at the door, and he asked where we were from. I said, Leominster, Mass. He goes, oh, great little town. I said, you know Leominster? He said, I was stationed at Fort Devens. And that has been the history of Leominster a lot, is they'll mention Fort Devens and how it's an offshoot to the bunch of little towns, and we got the Army base off Route 2. It's just an interesting feel that the growth hasn't affected how the attitude of the people is still good.
No, we got more people jumping in. More people jumping in to be part of it.
Yeah, there's no question about it. It's a good place. And I want to thank the city workers, the police, the fire, the DPW, and anybody and everybody that pulls a check out of Leominster, including us, the corner office. It's appreciated. We really,
We work as a
really
team.
appreciate it.
I can honestly tell you, we work as a team, and there are no silos. There's no, oh, that's not my job. That's not my department. It's sure. How can I help? And there are a lot of people that have other skills that aren't particular to what they do that they were hired for, but they're more than willing to jump in to be part of the team, to be part of the solution, to make it a better city.
You're right. I can't count the number of times that I've been into City Hall to pay my house tax, and the attitude is always a 10. I mean, as soon as you hit the threshold, they look up and smile, and someone comes over immediately.
Well, we're happy you're there.
How are you today? And I'm fine, thank you. And that's the way it is. Yet I remember being in another town and that had an attitude, and it showed. And that's too bad, because this is a great place to live. And I want to thank everybody and all that, from the citizens to the workers to the people that live here, the people that don't live here, but work here, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They keep the ball rolling, and that's wonderful.
You know, some years ago when the recession hit, there was a business owner that had built a pretty sizable business here. And times were tough. Everything just seemed to stop that October of 2008. And he was more than ready for retirement. And so it was no time to sell the business, because that was not the time to do it in a recession. But he could have easily, he had very valuable property, so he could have just sold the property, forget the business. But he could have just shut it down and sold the property. And I said, well, why hanging in there? I mean, these are tough times. He said, I've had such good employees. The city's been good to me. I've had such good employees. I don't have the heart to close the business. I'm not laying anybody off. I'm going to keep everybody that's here. I'm going to pay him. I'm not going to be able to give him a raise like I usually do, but I'm going to pay him until we get through this. And he got through this. He retired. I see him now. He's very happy. And one of his relatives took over the business. And that's what's unique here. And that's only one story. I could share dozens more of stories like that, where people felt a commitment and loyalty to the community that they felt was loyal to them.
No question about it. No question about it. I actually find myself, when I go through town, smiling just because of the
Well, you're famous.
The flowers.
Yeah, but you're famous. You're famous. Everybody knows you are.
Oh, well, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah, that's.
They're keeping an eye on you.
What, I don't know. But it's true. I mean, just the other day, I think it was in the area of City Hall somewhere. I made a turn. I said, oh, look at that. And it was a small flower bed, but it made the corner look nice. You know, things like that.
Well, good. And I hope others feel the same way.
The most, though, is the Wallace. Well, listen, you have a fine day, a fine week.
And you do, too.
And keep up the good work, my friend.
For over 40 food trucks tomorrow, the biggest food truck festival that we've had. Tomorrow.
There is nothing in this God-given earth better than a steamed puppy on a food truck. So I will be testing some of those food trucks.
Come on down. You can sign autographs.
No, I got arthritis in my hand. I can't.
Oh, all right. Well, you can smile.
What a shame.
Let him take a picture with Art. $5.
Oh, I'm quick. Well, I'll have 3 puppies with the works. Get them ready. Take care, my friend.
All right, Art. That was Art from the Art Report, known by all. People are like, hey, Art was off for a little while. He was taking care of business. And they're like, hey, what happened to Art? They wouldn't even say, like, how are you? They'd say, hey, whatever happened to that Art guy? I'm like, he's coming back. All right, we're going to take a short break because we have lots to catch you up on here at Inside Leominster, and our phone number hasn't changed. We're live this afternoon, 534-1626. And if you have a question, give us a buzz. And again, tonight at 6:30 is the concert over at Carter Park. Then Then we kick into the Food Truck Festival, which is tomorrow night, the 12th, and that's 5 to 10. And then the Hispanic Heritage Festival is the 18th, which is next Thursday night, 5 to 9. And then Johnny Appleseed Festival is the following Saturday. So a week from this Saturday, September 20th, 9 to 5. And then one of my favorite events, the Tractor Parade. So if you have a tractor, even if it's one of those little ones that you mow your lawn with, you sit on, you can decorate it up, come down. Some kids do it as a little project. We have a lot of fun. Kids have a ball. Everybody smiles. We'll be right back. I can smell those flowers. It is fun walking out of City Hall. People do comment on the flowers all the time. It's never ending. Like, that's beautiful. Wait, you see what we have for the plan for the holiday season. In fact, if your organization, a church, your school, your neighborhood, your house has something going on that you want to invite the public to, let us know. And we've got a master schedule that we put out called Spend the Holidays in Leominster. And so we try to get a whole list of everything and promote it. The sooner the better. I will let you know. And the best thing to do for the holidays, not that I'm some like great planner, but one of the things that you can do is start thinking about what you want to do for the holidays. So we usually get over 50 trees for the Festival of Trees, but I always run into some people like, you know what, it just got ahead of me. And so now I'm reminding you that there are yard sales. There are people on Marketplace that are selling a tree. You don't have to go spend $300 and buy a tree. There's plenty of places to get these trees. Think about some You probably got bins full of these things and lights and decorations in the basement. Other people have like not one tree or two or three or 10. And you're like, yeah, I could pot one. Well, get them down to City Hall, start the Festival of Trees. So we'll get that out to you. We're just reminding everybody early on. Let us know at City Hall, 534-7500. Debbie's here, Moylan.
Yes, I am.
Good afternoon.
Well, good afternoon, Mayor.
And Deb is the director of City on a Hill Arts. And I always have to spell that out. City on a Hill Arts.
That's it.
.org is where you find everything out. And they have been around for a solid 10 years, but they were sort of on the outskirts of the North Central Massachusetts, and then decided we need like a permanent place.
This is true.
Our own like place to perform. And it seems like you know how sometimes people get parochial about things like, well, we're moving here, but I liked it better there. And so you got some work to do when you make those kinds of moves, but you did it like flawlessly.
Well, this has been a wonderful transition. If you don't know anything about City on a Hill, we've been around North Central Massachusetts since 2015, producing major theatrical works in Ashby, Ashburnham, Gardner, Fitchburg, And then last year, we had the opportunity to move into Leominster. And at that point, we realized that Leominster did not have its own theater organization.
Yeah, we've had some in the past.
We've had some.
A big city like this, and we didn't have one.
I know. So it seemed like a great fit.
You came to the rescue.
Yes, and the people at Congregation Agudat Achim have been most hospitable.
Yeah.
They invited us in.
Excellent rabbi
And it's
up there.
been, Rabbi Eve is the best. Yep. And so it's been a wonderful
She's a pretty
experience
talented
there.
lady, by the way.
Well, as I was just sharing with you, so she stage managed WIT for us in February and was nominated for her work through the Dash Awards, which is like the Eastern Mass Community Theater Tony Awards. And we said it was all because of the gurney that she struggled with the play WIT. She did so much work on the gurney that somebody somewhere recognized that she needed to have a nod for that. But
And she got an award. And here we are, 32 years later, and this is the non-award winning only live show that we have on cable. And so we take
So you're due.
No, we take a certain amount of pride in the fact that we've made it this far without winning an award. This is the non-award winning. So, yeah, we. Huh?
If you want me to.
No, I think we take a certain amount of pride. You know, it's this side of the tracks and that side of the tracks, and so we haven't reached that point. So anyway, you tackle a whole ton of different things. There's no like central thing that you focus on. It's like you're pretty diverse.
Yes. So, I mean, there's a lot of great theater organizations around our neck of the woods, and we pride ourselves on kind of filling a niche of doing works that kind of foster dialogue that broaches the juxtaposition of faith and culture. And not any specific faith, but just kind of, whatever your faith might be, how do you then respond to topics that are challenging? And so we have done...
and there's no shortage of topics.
No. And so we are very specific about trying to create a season that allows people to have different topics and different...
And engage the community.
Yes.
Through theater.
Yes, we do. And we try to have talkbacks so that if people are watching something and it's really bothersome or they really have questions about it, then we'll have those opportunities where people can engage with the director or the actors. Or we did a play that dealt with suicide, and we had somebody from the Suicide Task Force be there to moderate that because those conversations could be difficult.
All right. Caller, you have a question? Hello? Are they still here? I don't know. We were blinking. They'll call back. If they call back, we'll take them on.
Okay.
So you have an event coming up this Sunday.
We absolutely do. So we are celebrating our 10th anniversary. Like I said, we were founded in 2015.
You're having a party.
We're having a big shindig over at the synagogue. So it involves, the first hour is like mocktail hour, refreshments and food and that kind of thing. We'll have a ton of raffles. We're having a 50-50 raffle. And then at 4 o'clock, we'll open the doors.
Doesn't mean for you to come and try to do impersonations. This
No.
is just this is like...
An alcohol-free zone.
Yeah.
Alcohol-free zone. And then at 4 o'clock will be the performances. So it's a combination of drama and music and dance and a grand finale where even God is going to show up. So all of that is going to happen here in Leominster.
That's a lot.
Sunday afternoon. And the best thing is, it is a fundraiser, so we're hoping that people will be generous either with the raffles or whatever. But it doesn't cost anything to come. Just come on and celebrate
If you can't
with us.
afford it, you get there and you're like, or I forgot my wallet, or
Yes.
maybe you're a business in town and you say, you know what, I'd like to support theater. Maybe I can't get there, but I want to support theater. Or maybe you get there and you can afford $5. Fine. Maybe you show up with your whole family and you can afford 50. That's how you've been running it.
This is how we've been running, so we don't
And it
charge
works.
for any of our tickets.
And it
yes.
works.
So we just trust that people are generous that can be, and people that can't be. We don't want economic barriers for people to experience live theater, so yeah, we never charge.
And theater's so good. Have you been? Have you gotten new members from, let's say, Leominster in the area now that you're close by? There's a lot. There's
We
so
absolutely
many people
have. As a matter of fact,
connected
I
to
asked
theater.
somebody to look up the numbers for me. So when we first started, there might have been like a handful of people that were involved in the productions. And since then, we are well over 100 different artists have been
100?
involved. Yes, and the different things that we have done.
This
and
is,
so
you guys
it's very
aren't small.
exciting.
You guys are like big time. You're
Well,
gonna have to start.
I don't know if it's big time, but we're very
100
proud of
people
what we've been able to do.
at any given point, right?
At any given
along the
point,
way.
yes.
But that's progress. That's good for the for those that came up with the concept 10 years ago. And so
Yeah.
you start out organically, and this thing has grown.
Yes.
So good stuff.
It's all good stuff, and we're just thrilled to be in Leominster and looking forward to partnering more
Yeah.
with the city and our businesses. And
So I'll hit you up on the spot now because we're talking about the holidays. Is there anything that you do that's part of the, and it doesn't matter, as part of the holidays that you do as a performance?
this year,
Yeah.
we are going to be working with an artist called, his name is Kevin Scott Hall.
Mm-hmm.
He does a Christmas cabaret, so in the beginning of December, we'll be doing that.
See, now, artists always have those names.
Like
What's
a three-name,
Yeah, they always have those sporty names.
Kevin Scott Hall.
Kevin
Yeah.
Scott. See, that's why I have none of those artistic abilities to share. So if I only had the right name,
You don't have a middle name in there?
yeah, I guess
You just don't use
I
it.
guess I could use them all, and it
Mayor
might
Dean
sound.
Mazzarella, that's not enough?
Yeah, that's unsophisticated. That's like pretending. That's like borrowing status. I just need a, I don't know. I need,
Dean M?
Yeah,
No?
DJ is but nobody ever did that. So, everybody has a sporty name. Caller, welcome to the show.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hello, Mr. Mayor. This is Nick Dumont with I'm the play-by-play guy for Leominster football.
Yes, how you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I got to commend you all for that last game there, the opening game of the Leominster game.
Against St. John?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was our first game together, so it was a little shaky, but we got it.
Oh, it was fine. It was intense. And we'll have another game coming up tomorrow night. See, I'm all messed up this week. It's just been a long week, and I'm not sure what day it is anymore. So tomorrow night, and this is a special tribute to Pat LaPointe. Yep. And
yes, it is.
Is it also homecoming game? No.
I believe it is.
Is it? I thought I heard some. It might not be. I'll have to check to verify it. But you did a great job.
Thank you. Yeah, Johannes told me that you had commented on it, so I had to watch it.
Well, we started a new series on, I'm trying to get into the arts. I'm trying to borrow my way in. So we started a new feature where we read short stories for kids on our Leominster Access television show. No, on WLPZ. And that's our radio station that we have here in Leominster. So we read like
Nice.
Yeah, it's a story on ducks, and it gets pretty intense. So we did our first trial run, so it's Dean and Friends. So I kicked off at the first one, and now we'll be looking for like celebrity readers. So I figured, kids are glued to their phones or the TV, and I said, you know what, let's start a new tradition. Get the kids all cleaned up, make sure they do their homework, get them a shower, get them in the tub, and then we'll sit down and do a little story time.
Well, you might be able to find some actors through City on a Hill to read
Yes,
the
this
books.
is exactly where I was going. So we have celebrities all over the place. So tomorrow night's I'll be there for a little while, and then I'm going to jump back to the Food Truck Festival and then have another event at 10. But I got to be honest with you, my favorite thing is, I'm not a great sleeper, is watching things at night. When everybody else is sleeping, and I can really pay attention. There's nothing else on my mind. So that's a great thing about having, games on TV. Because
Yeah, you should definitely stop by the booth so we can meet each other. And
yeah, I'll come up and say hello.
all righty, that'd be great.
All right, Nick, keep up the good work.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah. So yes, that's great. We're thrilled that you've brought theater back into this area here, and we hope it grows.
Thank you. We're
So
thrilled
yeah,
to be here.
if you have something lined up for the holidays, let us know so we can help promote it. We put this whole calendar together, and the sooner we get it done, people really look towards it for planning. There's usually by the end of the season, people say two things: I couldn't get to everything, but I tried, and two, I'm tired. Please don't have any more events for a little while, but we're like, no, we have stuff going on all the time. So it's the way it's supposed to be. Well, thank you. Hope you're feeling better.
Thank you for having us on.
Rest
and,
up, 'cause
look
we'll be-
forward to the rest of the season. We have a great season.
Yeah, you got it
coming
all
up.
on. They are very good planners. I will say, not all people involved in theater or music or the arts are great planners. You guys are like great. You got it all planned out for like ever. We have a. That's the. I guess the.
There's
bill.
the flyer.
That's the flyer. I thought you called it a bill.
CityOnAHillArts.org. That's where all the
any
info
information,
is.
CityOnAHillArts.com.
Org.
Org. What happens if you do com?
I don't know. We didn't purchase that one, so.
We're taking a short break, and we'll be right back. We got to wrap. It's already 4:46. We got to wrap things up. We got pictures of the week, and I have so many events here. We have a rack card for everything. If you ever put one together for all your events, and also, did you put in for the Leominster Cultural Commission for grants and all that stuff? Because
for this year, it's coming up for next year. Yeah,
so
we just picked our plays for next year.
Shoreland Farms, open now, 10 to 5 every day. They made it easy for you. The Macs are available this weekend. They're going to open up the rows of Cortland. They have a rack card that tells you what all their events are here. Made it real easy for you. We also have a legendary Leominster. Everybody that's been a legend is on here. Holidays are coming. You want to put in a card, send it to them. It brings back old times, like right away, like flashback. And then we have a City of Leominster events. And this is just for the next couple of months. And there are all the events.
That's a lot of stuff.
And then if you want to know all about the trails in Leominster, the Twin City rail trails and all of that, we have another rack card. And if that isn't good enough, we have a whole list of small businesses in Leominster and where they're located and all kinds of information and pictures and email addresses and Facebook. It's all right there. So we are taking a short break. We'll be right back. And we're going to wrap this thing up and put a big bow on it.
Second and goal here for Leominster.
See if they can just punch it in here and start scoring early. Sends the ball, hands it off. Oh no, it was a pass. Oh my goodness, and he grabbed it. What a touchdown. Zachary Oliver with the touchdown catch there. And Leominster starts off hot early.
Behind him, which is
Fakes the handoff, and he rolls out to his right. He's going to do it himself, and he's in there for the touchdown. Osiris Lopez said, I'll do it myself. Gets it in there. The ball drops back. Lopez evading pressure again. Points to his man. What a catch. Did he get that touchdown?
I don't know if he was out of bounds or...
Maybe. 2 apologies. Owen Parlin, or Parison, and we were busy discussing the previous play that they just ran it in there. It's another touchdown for Leominster. 20-0. Lopez gets the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right, and wide open. Marchetti again getting the 2-point conversion, and he just dialed in with his receivers today for another third down play here. Lopez gets the snap, drops back, rolls out to his right, has a man deep into the end zone, and that's a touchdown!
See you next week, folks.
We will see you next week.
And when he said next week, he means tomorrow night. That's right, tomorrow night at Doyle Field. So don't miss it. And if you can't get there, wonderful part about cable TV is you get a chance to watch it on TV live, right? You guys live tomorrow? It's a beautiful thing. All right. If you're one of those people that like to catch the leaves as they fall out of the trees during the fall, rake them all up, put them in bags, we'll start picking up at the curbside on October 6th, and we'll go to the 29th. But if you're one of those people that don't want to wait, you can go to the transfer station Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, 22 Jungle Road, from 8 to 12 in the morning, okay? In case you can't wait. And they made it real easy at Shoreland Farms. I told you that. We're open every day from 10 to 5. They've got Paula Reds. They're going to have Macs. They're going to have Cortlands. They're going to have Ginger Golds. They still have peaches. There's still raspberries, I think, up there. So there you go. All right. These are all things for the rec department. If you have any questions, Saturday is a tournament. I don't know if you can still get in or not, but it's a pickleball tournament, and it's run by the rec department. Saturday. It's leominsterma.myrec.com. They have so many things planned for kids, after-school programs and programs. It's amazing. Let's see. They have, let's see if I can catch it here. Where did it all go? Well, anyway, I'll tell you first that there's an event that's getting planned up at the Boys and Girls Club. It's called Moving Under the Stars. Grab your lawn chair, a blanket, whatever it is. Come on up with the whole family. It's free. Friday, October 3rd, 5:30 to 8 o'clock, right? Yeah, 5:30 to 8. He's going to be our guest on next week. We're partnering with them. Look at us, developing all these partnerships. Don't forget the library is now open, 1 to 5 on Saturdays. So here's the deal. The rec department has like so many different programs for after school and different. And I'm going to tell you is you're better off to go there and find out the details. But they have a youth art program, after school sports, youth pickleball. They have youth basketball. They need coaches for those programs. That goes right until December 20th. They have a Lego building program. This is all available at leominsterma.myrec.com. And same thing with the library, plenty of going on there. We're going to put a whole list together of the things for the holidays. I think you'll appreciate it. Next week, or not next week, several weeks, it's the annual Michael's Run. That's on October 4th at 10 o'clock at the Eagles, and it's a walk and run to raise money for Michael's Run for mental illness. They are partnering with us, Michael's Run. They are partnering with us with the 988 signs that we're putting up around the city for suicide prevention. It's the phone number you call, 988. And, having some trouble, things seem tough, going through a hard time, call that number. So they're going to be teaming up with us on that project. So the money they raise goes to all good causes. Okay, I think I've gotten us there. Just think, 2 years ago, we were under like siege with water. And reflecting back, I got to tell you, we were lucky we didn't lose anybody in that flooding situation. 11 inches of rain. And unfortunately, around the country, we saw some of these floods, and loss of life was very. We really moved swiftly. Everybody worked together, and we got through it. It's happening in Leominster. It gives you a whole list, but we have it in print version. It's like a newsletter if you want to pick it up at City Hall. And also, it's happening in Leominster. That's a Facebook page. And then the new guide is out for the Chamber of Commerce, Johnny Appleseed Visitor Center. And it's not only Leominster, but everything in the whole region. All I keep thinking about is those grilled cheese that they'll be making tomorrow. I don't know why, I always go, and there's only so much you can eat. There's 40 trucks.
So I'll be filming, they'll be at the game.
You'll be filming. Well, I know why you're filming. Because you get to test the food. It's okay. I admire you for that. All right, are you all ready to do some slides back there?
We got some pictures of the week ready.
Well, do we have the regular slides? No?
Yeah, we can go back to the game.
No, I don't know. What do we have? All right, whatever you're ready for, we'll do.
Your remote is right there.
My remote. So we're going to pictures of the week? Okay, we'll do pictures of the week. So we're filling in. There are some sections that are not handicap accessible on sidewalks downtown. So we worked on some on Adam Street. These are on Church Street. We did some down on Pleasant Street. These aren't huge projects, but we've got like a list of smaller ones that we needed to sort of clean up. Okay. Click. Click. Huge progress on the rail trail. This rail trail starts from Depot Square and it goes all the way to the end of Carter Park. Today they're doing cement work. They've done the blacktop. So we're looking at the very beginning piece or the very beginning phase of October till we start taking the fences down. They've got some landscaping to do. There's still some work, some signage and placement of furniture, et cetera. So we're getting there. Oops. Okay. And one more, I think. Okay, so 1, 4. All right, so we were part of the escort from Tunnels Tower, started at Quinsigamon, came all the way down Route 12, and then right on Bemis Road through Leominster Center, all the way down Main Street, And people lined up all over the place to see this thing coming through. And they have a mobile sort of museum, and it's pretty impressive. And anyway, the escort into town was about went to the airport. The total, it was about a mile long, the escort coming in, so it was pretty impressive. And there's the Tunnels to Towers Foundation. They had 3 speakers that gave you an idea of what was happening during today, actually 24 years ago, part of the recovery process. And they did just a beautiful job. And don't forget, Tunnels to Towers, if you want to belong to them, it's $11 a month, and they build homes for those families that lost someone or passed away as a result of, part of the recovery mission here, which, one of the firefighters from New York City said when they started going through the rummage, they started to go through things. They thought they were looking for copy machines, and they thought they'd see office furniture, but the weight of it all just turned everything into dust. So they literally were just combing through dust. Congratulations, you got 2 new members of the Leominster Police Department, Carl and Braden Carlson, graduated from the police academy. So we had graduation, and we swore them in at City Hall today. It was a nice event. So welcome to the police department here. Best job ever. So there you are. Both getting sworn in. Remembering Thomas Pecorelli today as we placed flowers and then a flag at the flagpole that was donated by myself and members of the morning, I think it was the morning breakfast of the Rotary. And then we went down remembering Jesus Sanchez over at Evergreen Cemetery. And he actually has a picture of the plane that he was on. And he was also worked in the airline industry, and for 2 different airlines. So pretty symbolic. And the beauty of Leominster. Look at all those beautiful flowers, huh? It looks so nice. People love them. And we're getting ready for the season. So thanks to all who helped after the flood, during the flood. That's really a symbol of how things work when the community comes out and helps each other, right? They help each other. And as I said, $35 to $40 million worth of damage alone just on city projects. We just got through 2 or 3, I would say 3 major projects in the city. They all got washed away. And but little by little, the state, now the federal government is stepping up to help us out. So with it all, it'll take a little bit of time, but we'll get through it. The last thing I want to say is we're about to start a major project in the next couple of months downtown in the parking lot that goes over the river. So the parking lot that's over the river, well, that all has to come up. And a lot of that got washed away. Some of it was a problem before that. But we have 3 real areas of concerns. This project's got to get done. We're working with the businesses downtown. We don't want you to be afraid or stop visiting the businesses and the restaurants that are downtown, because we've got a plan, and we're going to more than accommodate you, and we're going to have some fun at it. So there we are. All right, this is Inside Leominster. My name is Dean Mazzarella, and we're going to see you tomorrow night at the game. We'll see you at the Food Truck Festival. We'll be seeing a lot of you. But anyway, thank you. And yeah, we got to calm down. We've got to get back to, it's okay to disagree. We can still be friends. It's okay. What it's gotten to is not healthy for anybody. And as you can see, loss of life is the worst. There's a guy 31 years old, 2 kids, beautiful wife, family. You can't let it. We're in control. We can't let it go that way. All right. Good night. God bless you. Remember, the world's run by those who show up. Please show up. Good night.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolis Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolisinsuranceagency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. enterprisebanking.com.
This is LTV.